I have to see 1 second. I think
All right.
30 seconds are already over, so everyone should be here.
Okay, Arpit is also here. Wonderful. So, for those of you who are viewing this online debate live via YouTube, just to make things clear, all participants have been duly informed that this video is being streamed live on YouTube. If any of the participants have any objections, please unmute yourself and express your dissent right now. Awesome. Since we have everyone's consent, I believe we can get right into it. Do you have any last minute questions or any doubts that you would like to clarify? All right, awesome. Since you all are pitch perfect on what needs to be done, the first speaker from the proposition, could you please unmute yourself?
Yes, sir. So can I start?
Just a moment. Adil, could you make oh, you would have to spotlight each speaker as he or she speaks. Could you please take care of that?
Sir, I'm having the request to the first speaker of the proposition, if I could ask for it. Uh, so can I say something? That can you please just?
What
I'm requesting the first speaker of the proposition to please hire a speech because I can't hear him properly.
Dave, could you readjust your microphone or your headphones so that your voice is clear?
So now am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible loud and
Yes,
clear.
you are.
So can I start?
Yes, please start whenever you're ready.
Gandhiji once said, truth never damages a cause that is just. A very good afternoon to respected adjudicators and one and all present here. Today our team, E is equals to MC Hammer, will speak for the motion on the topic that Namish should escape. And I'm totally for the motion. He should escape because he is getting which he don't deserves. He was not proven guilty. So opponents, you tell, why should he not escape? If he don't escapes, then whole life he will be facing the punishment. And the main point is, I repeat, the main point that he don't deserves. For the sake of law, one would never ruin his or her life. There are many rape victims or acid attack victims in India who have not got justice till now due to high level of corruption in India. Influential people escapes from the cases. According to the report, today 1,33,000 rape cases are pending. Now you tell opponents, what should we do now? Most of the people in India are not getting justice. Should Namish really rely on the government for his justice? Of course not. He has to escape if he wants to live his life happily. Namish is emotionally stabbed. Even the system is not pro oriented, it seems, because Namish is behind bars for last 4 years. Escaping, which is not again an easy route, it is the only solution to his problem. Num's patience cannot support him, and he is ill-equipped with the jail. In such paralyzing situation, escapism can work for his ultimate freedom. Escapism was a foolproof step taken by the Mr. Vijay Mallya when he was bankrupted and he got started in UK, where he can proactively work for his defense. Escapism will give him wings to strategize, I repeat, strategize his case and gather substantial proofs for his case. Namish is already being punished for forgery against his partner. He will not be repunished after being escaped, which is only option for his freedom in this manner. Namish needs a conclusive environment and support for his innocence, which cannot be available in jail. Being barred is a major crush to his life, efforts, and psychology. By this, I want to conclude that Namish should escape. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Uh, the next person who would be speaking against the motion from the diplomats, you have a minute to prepare your case.
So can I start?
Yes, you may start right away.
Barack Obama once said, change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we see. And our opposition is neglecting that change with the sheer audacity of proposing such a motion. A very good morning to one and all present here. I'm the first speaker of the opposition team, and I'm here to make sure that every person who leaves this meeting believes that this motion must fall. So, without any further ado, I would like to begin by saying that Namish has been falsely accused, is in jail for 4 years, and I understand that it's wrong. But another thing that I understand and it's wrong is that you using that sympathy to take the argument in your side. He has done nothing illegal till now. He has no contacts at higher business levels or with population politicians. It's easy for you to say that he has to escape, but it's difficult to do the aftermath. If he even dares to escape, he will get caught. Because a person like his business partner can do anything to protect themselves. And when he actually gets caught, it will actually be proven he is a thief. And if and he man and even if he manages to escape, where will he go? The whole context explains that he is a common man without any higher level contacts that can help him. So, how can you even state that Namish should leave the jail, should break out of the jail? And even after we come out of the fictional context, you guys promoting such a thing is the actual inappropriate thing here. You promoting to break out of jail is actually leading him to break the Indian constitution. If you're saying that, if you are saying this, that he should break out of jail, then do you think you are any less than his businessman partner who is leading him in the wrong direction? Because that's what you guys are also doing. And that is the exact type of mindset we need to change in India and the entire world. I would like to end saying that there is no argument here. There is no argument here because breaking out of jail, even if accused falsely, is breaking a law of the constitution. And with that, I would like to rest my case.
Thank you, Krish. The next person who would be speaking from E equals MC Hammer, you have a minute to prepare your case.
So may I start?
Yes, please.
A very good afternoon to respected adjudicators and my worthy opponents. Today, I, Kritika Gupta, from the team E is equal to MC Hammer, is going to speak for the motion that Namish should escape. Before starting my debate, I would just like to make it clear that we are not promoting escape, but just debating on the motion. The presumption of innocence is the illegal principle that one is considered innocent until proven guilty. The presumption of innocence is an illegal right of the accused in a criminal trial, and it is an international human right under the UN's Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The presumption of innocence is the legal principle that one is considered innocent until proven guilty. I repeat that one is considered innocent until proven guilty. In many countries, the presumption of innocence is an illegal right to the accused in the criminal trial. Under the presumption of innocence, the legal burden of proof is thus on the prosecution, which must present compelling evidence to the trier of the fact. The prosecution must the prosecution in most of the case must prove that the accused is guilty beyond reasonable doubt. If a reasonable doubt remains, the accused must be acquitted, which is definitely the case with Namish, and so I think that he should escape. Everyone charged with an offense has the right to be presumed innocent until proved guilty, according to the law in a public trial at which he has had all the guarantees necessary for his defense. The International Convent on Civil and Political Rights 1966, to which India is a party, states in art. In this case, Namish, the accused, is entitled to take advantage of reasonable doubt in respect to his crime. There is a saying that ignorance of the law is not an excuse. If a person is not heard by the law and is just put behind the bars without any solid evidence, then surely the accused should be deemed as innocent. I strongly feel that Namish should escape because he is behind the bars just because of not being heard. Because people who are more influential have been successful in defending themselves. So Namish, we the team E is equal to MC Hammer stands strongly with you and are waiting for you to be out. Thank you.
Thank you, Kritika. Next
Sir, how much
speaker
time long
from the
was that?
opposition. That was just about 3 minutes long. I mean, that has no bearing on the course of these debates, but okay, 3 minutes long.
Just
The next speaker, you have a minute to prepare your case.
Yes, sir.
Should I start, sir? Yes, sir. Should I begin? Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
All right, great. I'll begin. Greetings to the respected adjudicator
Yes,
and my
please.
word is to. So I'm beginning. It is better to debate a question without settling it than to settle a question without debating it. Greetings to my respected adjudicator, the worthiest opponents, and my fellow debaters. The motion before the House is that Namish should escape prison. Firstly, it's against the law to break out of prison. So my teammates, along with I, strongly oppose the motion that Namish should escape. Because if you've been wrongfully convicted, then and you escape, then you could be prosecuted for escaping if you're caught. So basically, you will be prosecuted for two things. So if you're caught, that will do nothing but increase your sentence. So that's a pretty illogical thing to do because the proposition wants that Namish should be free. But what if he gets caught? Did you think of that? If he gets caught, you'll just end up worsening his life, worsening the length of his prison. Rather, he should continue fighting for justice. Namish should not make a cognitive bias. And for those who don't know, basically a cognitive bias is a systematic error in thinking that occurs when people are processing and interpreting information in the world around them, and it affects the decisions that they make. Do you think that his life will be good after he escapes? What if he comes in public eye? Do you think he'll be able to survive if he comes in public eye? I don't really think so, because if he comes in public eye, he'll be caught and he'll be put into prison, and it will increase the sentence. If he runs away, that will be more wrongful. And if you know that anyone who's right never runs away, that will just prove him as wrong. Because if you're right, you stay stern on what you believe. You just don't run away like a coward. If he's an innocent man and he wants to fight for justice, the proposition should not have the audacity to propose that he should escape, he should forget his ethics and just do something illegal. The police made a wrong decision, but should Namish do something that the police did? Should he also make a wrong decision? What would be the difference between the police and Namish? They wrongfully convicted him doing something illegal, and then Namish did something illegal in return. So they're both the same thing. There's basically no difference, apart from the fact that the police has a bigger impact on the government. And if the police spreads out some rumors or anything, then about Namish, and if he's caught, then he will just end up suffering even more. And because the opposition suggested that the plan will be foolproof and he'll escape and he'll have a better life. Sir, how can you say it's foolproof? What if he's caught? Did you ever think of that? Everything is not positive. This world is not full of complete positivities. This world is not something that always has a cherry on top. Not everything has a cherry on top. So try to understand that everything has a negative side and a positive side. But this thing might have a positive side, that he'll be free, but the negative weighs out the positive side. And you said that he won't be repunished if he escapes prison. Sir, do you even know the procedure of law? He'll be punished. Escaping prison is a crime and he'll be punished for that. And sir, also I'd like to say that, say if he's in a prison and he's been wrongfully convicted, and there are thousands of other people who've been rightly convicted, those people have been rightly convicted and they get the idea of escaping from him. Dangerous criminals will be out because of Namish, because he gave them the idea that they should escape. And also I just don't have any rebuttals to give for the second speaker, because she herself stated that she doesn't promote the idea of escaping and all, and she just said that because of just for the sake of saying, just for the sake of winning, rather than actually agreeing with that point of view. So I don't want to rebut, because she herself rebutted her statement. She herself stated that she doesn't believe in that. And how can I rebut the fact that the statements that she gave, because she herself is not believing in that? And you stated the example of Vijay Mallya. He's living the lovely life in London. Sir, firstly, we do not know if he's living a lovely life in London. And secondly, sir, Vijay Mallya was a criminal. He went bankrupt and he didn't have any money for his company. So he escaped because he didn't have any money to pay. He was in severe debts and he had committed crimes. He was not at all like Namish. Namish was wrongfully convicted. There's a difference between an actual criminal and someone who's been wrongfully convicted. You should understand that, sir. You can't compare a complete criminal to someone who's been wrongfully convicted. And then here I want to say that the first speaker of the proposition said that so many rape cases, so many murder cases are currently pending and have not been processed. So how's that even related? The rape cases, if they're pending, that means no one has been charged for it. In this case, Namish has already been charged and he's already been wrongfully convicted and wrongfully proven as guilty. So that statement doesn't even imply here. And I will just rest my case by saying that Namish should not escape, because escaping is something that's against the law, and he'll just end up that will just end up turning an innocent man into a guilty man. And here I rest my case. Thank you.
Kyra, I have to let you know that you duly informed you previously. All adjudicators have been instructed to not take into account any facts or data that is provided by a speaker after the 4-minute mark. The next speaker from the proposition, Malav, you have a minute to prepare your case. Malab, your minute is up. Kindly unmute yourself. Thank you.
So should I start?
Yes,
Yes,
please.
you can.
Okay, sir. Uh, Good afternoon to respected adjudicators, my fellow opponents, and my teammates. Today, I am Aliv Rastogi from the team E is equal to MC Hammer will speak for the motion that Namish should escape. We cannot think of being acceptable to others until we have first proven acceptable to ourselves. This is a well-known quote by Malcolm X. The opposite happened with Ramesh. He was not allowed to speak on his side, which is exactly wrong because the Sixth Amendment of our Constitution guarantees the right of criminal defendants, including the right to a public trial without unnecessary delay, the right to law, the right to impartial jury, and the right to know who your accusers are, the nature of the charges and evidence against you. Let us first read the context again. It's clearly saying that his crime was framed by his business partner, who is an influential man in social and political circles. So from this context, let us take three words out. That is framed, influential man in social circles and influential man in political circles. So first, let us take us the first word, that is framed. In the United States criminal law, a frame up of or setup is the act of framing someone, that is providing false evidence or false testimony in order to falsely prove someone guilty of a crime. So by this we should come to know that he was not guilty, so he should escape. Now let's take the another word, influential person in social circles. A social circle is a group of socially interconnected people. So he knew people who were on his side and proved that the person is guilty while he was not. So this also states that Namesh should escape. Coming to the last word, that is influential person in political circle. This means Namish's partner had power in his hand, which can affect the justice and make him accused rather than the crime was committed by the Namish's partner because of the system being corrupt. He has been shown to be accused. This also shows that Namish should escape. There are times when explanations, no matter how reasonable, just don't seem to help, which just happened with Namish. Now, let's come to rebuttals. Speaker 1, you said that there were no connections of Namish with politicians. So you are correct, absolutely correct. But that's what we are trying to say, that his partners has made him accused because he had connection, and that is why he should escape. And speaker 2, you said it is against the law to break out of jail. I want to ask that is it right that he has been accused without any trial and evidence? You said that he would not be able to come in front of the public and die. So would he be able to live in jail? And that too, he has not been accused of any crime. And his life is already in a worse condition. How much can it be my opponent? You said that we don't know law. Yes, I know. I don't think you know about law because the Sixth Amendment of the Constitution say that a person should be allowed to speak on his chance. And I would dedicate this to my opponent that please raise your words, not your voice. So by this, I would like to conclude by saying that Namish should definitely escape. Thank you.
Thank you, Malab. Athar, you're the last speaker from the opposition. You have a minute.
Yes. So can I start?
Yes, please.
So can you give me a count?
A count?
Yeah. Uh, for starting the timer.
I've already. Please feel free to start whenever you're ready.
Albert Einstein once said that if you can't explain me simply, you don't understand it well enough. And I guess that he had my opposition in mind while speaking this. A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen present here.
I am the third speaker from the opposition team, and I strongly oppose the motion that Namesh should escape in relation to the context, and I will make sure that the motion falls in front of the House. So, firstly, I would directly like to start with the contradictions. First speaker, you said that truth, as you mentioned, never damages, and that is something that we are going to rely. He will get justice one day or the other. No, the solution, the only left solution is not to escape. He can demand for justice, and that is the solution we are demanding right now for. I repeat that escaping out of prison is not the only solution. He can demand for justice, and that is the thing that he has his right. Now you stated a very elongated example of Vijay Mallya that he escaped and he's happy. We don't have any proof that he's happy. And firstly, do we want our role model to be Vijay Mallya or our respectable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, the one who is never corrupt? Is he supposed to be a role model, or a corrupt person who is accused of money laundering, such as Vijay Mallya? Are you gonna keep him as a role model? Please tell your future generations that you have to become like Vijay Mallya, a money launderer, a person who has a case of ED and who has escaped of prison. So that won't plunder our future. That would plunder our future. Now coming to Speaker 2, you said that we are not promoting escapism, but we are just promoting the motion. So let me clarify what the motion says in respect to the context that Namesh should escape. I repeat, Namesh should escape. And being escaping is very similar to escapism, my friend. I repeat, it is very similar to escapism. And so please state which motion were you proposing at that time? I repeat, sir, which motion were you proposing? Now, ma'am, you stated many laws and many human rights that he has, but those rights were to prove that he's not guilty, were to prove that he's innocent, not to prove that he can run out of the jail. No right in the world can prove that he can run out of the jail to prove himself innocent. That will just make an innocent man guilty one. I repeat, sir, that will just make an innocent person guilty, plundering his life. You ask Mr. Mallav, that how can it plunder his life anymore? That will plunder the life at an advanced level, at a superficial one. Now, I would like to not only contradict and tell that the argued statement of the first, second, and third speakers of the proposition team were not any stand and null and void. I will also prove that the motion should fall in front of the House. So firstly, I want to mention that the motion is stating that there was no sentencing and no listening taking place. I repeat, no listening taking place. So how can it prove that he was guilty or not? I repeat, how can it prove he was guilty or not? And unless we have a conclusion that he was guilty or not, how can we argue on this topic that he should debate on that I will escape? I am human, I can escape. That would just be sarcasm, my friend. I repeat, that would just be sarcasm. So no prison in this world is so safe that he could exist. He would just be out of there in a death state, or in a state where he's imaged as if a criminal. Let me give you an example of a fictional movie. I repeat, a fictional movie that was Sholay, a very famous one. A fictional character named as Gabbar was put into jail. He came out, but he was still a criminal. He was not an innocent person after coming out of jail. He was a more bigger criminal at a larger scale in entire India. And this is proving my enough words that the motion must fall. At last, I would also prove that the third speaker who said that raise your words, not a voice. This implies on you, my friend, as well. My words are not my raised voice. They are my raised points which are proving that the motion must fall as per the context. And I would like to rest my case with a conclusion from the proud team, the Triplomats.
Thank you, guys. That was a really wonderful round of debates. Adjudicators, I would request you to send in your score sheets duly filled to the volunteer assigned to you. But before you do so, before you depart from this call, is there anything you would like to say? Any words of inspiration, any input? I have to remind you that we can't share any feedback as such, but would you like to contribute to the discussion that we would be having, as is customary after each final?
Best of luck for the scores.
Not really add, but all I would like to say is, irrespective of the fact that you win today or not, I want you all to take something back home, something in the form of learning, or maybe something in the form of experience. You all were good. You had different various points. I love the way you presented a few constitutions, because some of you actually went through the constitution, somebody actually went through the UDHR and etc. So at a very young age, you are doing pretty well, and kudos to you for that. That's all from my end.
Well, very hearty congratulations to all the finalists first. Second, winning is not everything. Being participating is everything, and you guys have participated so well. So you already are winners. So be happy with that. No matter who the winner is, actually, but you all are winners in our eyes. And all the best for the results. You spoke really well. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Can we leave the meeting?
Thank you, ma'am.
Arpit, you can very well go ahead and leave the meeting if you wish to. However, as is customary after each final, the motion is now open to one and all for a discussion that would happen in an orderly fashion. First up, I would like to invite the semi-finalists, people who did not take part in the finals. Would you like to share your 2 cents? If there's nothing that if there's nothing that you would like to add, okay, we can end the stream right here.
So shall I end the meeting for all? All right. Best of luck,
So,
everyone. We're going
excuse
to
me,
meet.
sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So when will the results be declared, sir?
At 4 p.m. sharp.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
On our YouTube channel, we'll be live at 4 p.m. where we'll announce the top speaker standings in Cubs and Lions and the winners.
So how many speaker standings by the way?
30 in Cubs.
30. Okay. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you
Thanks
so
a
much,
lot,
everyone.
Thank you, sir.
for
Thank you
host-
very much, sir.
Thank you so much for hosting us, and thank
Thank you
you
so
to the
much.
opponents for posing such a hard debate and argument.
Yeah, you were amazing. You were.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Great guys. Love seeing that. Bye bye, everyone.